Rivalry week is upon us. Hayes and Lehman battle on the volleyball court and the football field. But who claimed bragging rights? And Hayes tennis marches into district play. I'm Moses Leos, and this is your Hayes Free Press Sports Roundup. Let's start out with volleyball, where Hayes and Lehman played their first rivalry match of the season on Friday night. While an energetic home crowd fueled the Lady Lobos, Hayes ended up winning the match in straight sets. Hayes' Sydney Peridot led the way with 12 kills on the night, and Catherine Riston finished with 23 assists as the Lady Rebel offense powered past the Lady Lobos. On Tuesday night, Hayes hosted Seguin and notched another straight set victory. Peridot led the way with 13 kills, while Riston had 30 assists. The Lobos traveled to play Kerrville-Tybee, but were defeated in straight sets. So, Hayes improves to 4-2 in district play, while Lehman is struggling at 0-6. The Lady Rebels host Kerrville-Tybee on Friday, while Lehman goes on the road to play Bernie Champion, and, I might note, the Lady Rebel volleyball game start time has changed to 5:30 p.m. On to football, as the Lobos and the Rebels met on the field for the 8th time in history. Lehman was hoping to finally put over a win on their crosstown rivals, and things started out well as Hayes only held a 7-6 lead after a quarter of play. However, the Rebels proved to be too much as they claimed a 56-34 victory on Friday. Hayes' offense flexed their muscle in the second quarter as they scored 21 unanswered points, 14 from quarterback Jeff Jordan. Jordan finished with a game-high 103 yards rushing on 18 carries and 3 touchdowns. And he was also prolific through the air, going 13 of 18 for 194 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both of his passing touchdowns went to Luke Park, who finished with 100 yards receiving on 7 receptions. Yet, Park did most of his damage on the ground, gaining 99 yards on 6 carries. His play helped set up many of the Rebel scoring drives. It seemed the Rebels were poised to run away with it. But the Lobos responded back. They countered with their dynamic duo of quarterback Jeremy Shillop and wide receiver John Herrera. They connected for a 68-yard strike in the second quarter, cutting Hayes' lead to 28-13. Shillop went 13 of 29 on the evening for 285 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Herrera, who received 250 of those yards on 8 receptions, caught all 4 of Shillop's passing touchdowns. However, that was the closest Lehman got to the Rebels. Hayes' physicality on the line of scrimmage and their offensive prowess was just too much for the Lobos to overcome. Hayes claimed their 8th straight victory over Lehman, but it was not without a gutsy effort from the Lobos. Friday's game saw both teams set series highs for points scored, a total of 90, and total combined yards at 971. The Rebels improved to 3-1 on the season, 1-0 in district, and Lehman falls to 1-3 and 0-1 in district play. The Rebels will play Kerrville-Tybee on Friday night for homecoming, with homecoming starting at 7 o'clock, or pregame. The Lobos will travel to play Bernie Champion, and both games start at 7:30. Finally, the Hayes tennis team stepped into district play this last week, and they defeated Lehman 10-0 on September 24th, but they dropped their next 2 contests. They fell to Kerrville-Tybee 10-5, and then fell 9-3 to Bernie Champion. Hayes' tennis record is now 7-2, 4-2 in 27 4A play. For an in-depth look into all of these stories, and a story on a freshman phenom golfer, be sure to pick up a copy of this week's edition of the Hayes Free Press. You can view the stories online at www.hayesfreepress.com. You can also like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For the Sports Roundup, I'm Moses Leos.